Hi, so I want to talk to you about wasting time this morning. So first of all, we got two glasses. We got the ones with a sticker and no sticker. They look the same. I need the ones with a sticker because they help me see close up. So if I'm not wearing glasses, these ones are easier to find. And yes, I do have a string on my other pair which look also the same. So wasting time. So here's the thing. I read this book called A Course in Miracles, and by reading it, I got smarter. And I can explain why, because by reading it forced me to think about things that I'd never thought about before. And in so doing, I was actually refining my own ability to concentrate. And the concentration can apply to different things then. So pretty soon I learned how to trace my own thoughts. And then I learned about logic, and I learned that logic is always consistent, and I took the definition of honesty as consistency from A Course in Miracles, and then I applied that to itself, and I got that the law must be always consistent, which is written in the Constitution. But it's also about constancy, which is the underlying part. So we're actually in this world that's sort of consistent. We're looking for the constancy because we know it exists, because consistency, when you apply it to itself, gives you constancy, but we're not able to really get the full effect. So it's eternal life, but we don't really know it. So we kind of just test it out, like we tested it in our environment. And basically it comes down pretty much always to like an argument about the three-letter word God. So everybody has a personal concept of perfection. It doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter what animal you are. Even my cat has a concept of a perfect day, and I'm sure it involves lying down, getting lots of pets, and just generally being able to do whatever she wants to do. Like, it's just, we all have our own personal concept of perfect. And that one is encompassed also in the three-letter word God. So then we end up with these silly arguments over each other's discrepancies of what we should commonly recognize is God. But that we are delaying the process of becoming into worldwide peace because we think that God can't really talk through an individual through his fingers, like a scribe. And then A Course in Miracles group, which was a book that was written by a doctor who claimed to hear a voice, and that voice claimed to be Jesus, and she wrote it all down, and then she went loopy and crazy, and she was in a mental ward for the last 3 years of her life, so that you know that she rejected that voice as her own, which means that if she wasn't Jesus, then maybe that voice was. So that book is a crazy making book, but as you're reading it, you're going to increase your concentration, and then eventually you're going to realize that there is only one mind out there, and that the concentration you're actually increasing is your own ability to increase the concentration of others through the text that you're plugging into A Course in Miracles groups. But how utterly inefficient, because words are symbols of symbols. And yes, a true teacher of A Course in Miracles doesn't need to speak because it's all already recorded, and you can just read and listen to and watch the recordings on your phone. So, talking about a waste of time, I'm gonna go out and have a toke of my bong before I work on a video that's going to further emphasize to the Catholic Church that I am their God. Well, I will leave this one on the internet for Facebook groups that claim to be A Course in Miracles teachers, and refer them to renee4pm.com. Not the pin post, that one's about the Catholic Church. The one under that one is to Sabrina, I don't know how to spell her last name, R-E-G, boom, boom, boom. So she was then now given the choice, because she thinks I'm being all judgmental about the law and stuff like that. It doesn't have a place in the Living A Course in Miracles group, because life isn't living, it's just not real. And that's the total A Course in Miracles attitude right now. It is living though, it's a living environment. Consistency, consistently, consistency filled, consistent. Anyway, applies to itself. So, that idea. And yeah, I told you what I'm going to do. Definitely have a video to do. Yeah, so typing in the Facebook groups was my realization today. It was just an utter waste of time. So I'm going to give it to you in video.